It's going to import the database. So once we have imported, once we have the database, the next thing we want to do is I think I don't need this. No, let me leave it for now. So the next thing you want to do once you've imported the database is to go in and start familiarizing yourself with the data. So that is what I will call data exploration, right? So we go to MySQL U roots P, sorry. So once you show schemas, see, this is the new database that we have imported, right? So you use AdventureWorks, right? Then we can show tables, right? We have 70 tables. So now you didn't know that before, but now you know it. We have 70 tables, and it covers all these tables. Now, so depending on what you are asked to do, you can start working. Right now, we are going to restrict what we are doing to the sales portion, because our question for this Hacker Day involves sales, right? So when we are done, you can use the knowledge you're going to get from this session to talk about persons and production, and you can formulate problems and solve them to as a part of practice, just to improve your skills in how to wrangle data. But now we're going to focus on sales. So permit me, we're just going to zoom into the sales portion. So if you look at the sales portion, you see we have salesperson, we have sales quota, we have stores. This is cool, right? So we have talked about allocation. So definitely allocation of our goods, allocation of products is done to stores. You can find it on the Microsoft. There's a question, where can one find the AdventureWorks OLTP model? This is what I'm using. I am using the AdventureWorks OLTP model. That is what I am using right now. I'm not using the OLAP or the DW model. I'm using the OLTP model. Does that answer your question? It's on net. So actually, there is a GitHub repository, and let's go to the Hackaday page. I thought the Hackaday page had something to do with the data set. You should have been sent that. Okay, let me show you. This is a sales territory history, a history of this table. So they are doing a kind of update. So if you do an update, the old value goes to the sales territory, the new values are retained here. So we are never going to need this table, at least not for now. Salesperson quota. So people are giving sales quota, salespersons, sales territory, customer, stores. Now you can see stores have their demographics, right? Then we're going to see, so we're going to look at the demographics. Then we're going to see, and we can see they're unique, right? So they're very unique. Then we're going to see customers and stores. We're going to see sales territory, very important. Let's move on to the left side. We're going to see sales order, and we're going to see sales details, sales order details. So there's a master relationship. We can always tell that there's this a master detail relationship, where sales order ID is a key this way, right? So it's a master detail relationship. Then let's see more things. Sales orders contain things like the total sales, to ship, to address ID, ship ID, sales order number, the purchase number, the account number, the territory. So we're going to, from this table, we're going to know where that territory was done, where that sales took place. Then we are going, and territories will take us to stores. So it's from the territory that we're going to know the stores. Right. So we're just looking at the model. Then, but when it comes to sales order detail, we're going to look at the product ID. We're going to see the unit price. Then we're going to see if there's any discount on the price, and the line total. So the final price and all that. Then we're going to see if there was any special offer. So these are special offers to products. So we're going to see when sales are made, if there are any special offers, any promo, right, on them. Then we will look at sales reasons and sales reasons ID. So what we're doing, we're looking at the model to get to be comfortable with the model. All right. Now, if we go down, we see product, because remember sales is on product, so we're kind of affected, right? You see things like, if you want to think of the profit, right, and you're doing optimization, you're looking at the price of the product, you should also know the cost of the product, right? So that is why we're going to go to product table. You can go to product table, see product ID alone here will take you down to product ID, even though it was not drawn, there's no link, but suffice, we can assume that safely. Then we will see what's the cost of the product. We see the standard cost of the product, and we will see categories and subcategories of the product, and the product cost history. Okay, this is just cost history. We will look at standard costs. Good. So transaction history, we're not going to product inventories and all that. So we just, there's a lot to look at, but right now let's just take standard cost as the example, right? So once we have done that, we've seen the model, you read it, you probably print it, paste it on your board, on your whiteboard, so that you can always see it. Paste it in a like 3A, in a 3A document, keep it out there. You take a look at it, take it out and look at it till it all sinks in, so you know what the OLTP, the structure looks like. Then the next thing you want to do is, while you're looking at it, while you have it there, you're looking at the diagram, then you come to check things out right here. So you look at the sales order header, right? So next thing you want to look at is the data type and any key. So we look at this. This is the header. What's the key? So what's the total? It's a double tax amount. You want to look at it. Then sales order flag, purchase order, customer ID, contact ID, territory ID. Okay, so you want to see the number of territory IDs we have. So you can do something like this: star territory, sorry, ID. We just want to see the distribution of territory IDs from sales order header, grouped by territory ID. Let's see the histogram of that. Okay, so we have 10 territory IDs. So remember, territory IDs are not stores. We still have what we call stores right here. And let's take a look at stores. So we're familiarizing ourselves with this database. And we can say, we can do a count, select count from, we have 70 stores that are in 10 territories, right? So then there's another thing you want to see right here, right? There's another thing you want to see right here. You want to see what demographic looks like. It's a text. We want to know, why is it a text? We don't know why it's a text. So demographics, hope I get it, from store. Let's reduce it to 20. Let's just see the first 20. Now, you can see that we have a lot in our hands to do. So this is something you want to process. So some stores, this is store actually is holding an XML data. And let's see the demographics of this. Let's just look at one so we don't get it. So we can see it in plain sight. Store survey, annual sales is $300,000. Annual revenue, yeah, Internet name is International Bank. The business type is BM. The year it opened 1970. Your specialty, square feet, the brand, the internet, so probably internet code or something, number of employees 2. So these are just some things. If we need it, we'll have to do processing. If we don't, we might just leave it. Yeah, but you want to take this, for instance, and learn how to process XML, right? So we're going to use Spark to do all this kind of stuff. Let's see. So we're still looking at demographics. We have 10 territories, right? We have 10 territories. I think there's a table called territory. There's no table. Show tables. Okay, there's no table called territory. We have stores. Okay, what we have is sales territory. Describe sales territory. So we can say these are the territories in these are the territories we have for the store, and let's see all of them. We don't have any big one right here, so we can just view all from sales territory. Let's see, we have 10. Okay, so if you look at the territories, North America, Europe. So you see, actually, we can sell something totally different prices in different territories. Right? We can totally sell things differently. Let's go back and look at our model and see the relationship between stores and territory. We can come here and see territory is connected to stores is connected to customer, that's connected to territory. Let's see sales order header. Sales order header should have something to do with customer. Okay, it has business entity. And where I think business entity will be the same thing as customer ID. That's my assumption. So there's something we call person. A customer could be a person. So business entity is right here. This is for login. So business entity, customer ID, person ID, customer ID. Okay, so we can go business entity. Just hold on. Do we have person type? So let's do a little check on customer select. Start from customer limit 10. Okay. These are customers, so we have this user to this territory, right? And this is the account number, and this is the customer type. So we should have a customer type table, a customer type. Okay, we don't have customer type. I don't know what S means. S could mean something else now. Let's say select distinct customer type. Okay, we have individual, SI, I and S. I don't know what, I think I would be individual, S, I don't know what it means. We need to know what that means, but we can just assume, right? So we can assume something. We can say I is individual, we can say S is something else, right? So, but there are only two types. So basically what I am doing right now is I'm just showing how you keep going into the data for information. Some of us are just consultants. That means you are working across industries. Today you work in this industry, and tomorrow you work in the other industry. Today you're in the insurance industry, tomorrow you're in the banking industry, right? The next moment you are in the telecoms industry. your ability to go through the data is going to help you learn what they do as fast as you can to be able to deliver. Because if you don't know how they work, if you don't know what they call where, you are never going to be able to deliver, or you will deliver with the knowledge of a previous industry and it could mean something different. For instance, what premium means in insurance is different from what premium means in travel. So this is a premium customer. It means this customer is a top-ranking customer in the hospitality industry. But if you come into the insurance, premium simply means the amount you pay to purchase an insurance. So you have to keep going through this data, until it makes sense. Right now, it still doesn't make complete sense to me, right? I have looked at the data previously before this class. I have also, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. However, it should make enough sense for me to answer this question. And what's the question? I will take something and see if there's a price difference in stores. That means I will have to find a way to denormalize sales order header to include stores. Where is it? Stores. However I have to do that, I will have to do that, no matter how hard it is. Secondly, you want to know if you have to do currency ID. Then you get the exchange rate. So because the store in Australia, for instance, could be selling using Australian dollars. Yes, they should be selling using Australian dollars. The store in UK will be selling using the pound, and the one in America in the US will be selling using the US dollars. I must normalize the data to bring them to a single currency and use the currency rate. So for example, let's see currency ID. Let's do select distinct currency ID from sales order header. Sales order ID, where is it? Where's currency rate ID? Sorry. Good. So we have 25,000 different currency rates. Let's just pick one, for instance. Let's see, select from currency rate, where currency rate ID. So yeah, this is a case where we moved money from, we translated it from USD to Australian dollar at this rate. So what we do is probably we use end of day rates. So we assume we use a POS, especially if we're using the POS. But let's leave assumptions out, right? Let's just focus on some very core things. Where's the total? So we'll take total and multiply it by, say, the average rate. Then we'll get the amount that the user paid in a particular currency. Identifying where we're going to solve our problems and doing ETL. So, by the way, we're going to be doing ETL using Apache Scoop. So what I mean, what we're doing first is we're going to identify which part, given this question we have, which part of the database has the answers to our questions. And once we are able to identify that, we will now have to ETL it to HDFS, and from there we can see if we take it further.